Start. Ma'am, shall we start?
Yeah, please. Sure.
Namaskar. Ladies and gentlemen, a very good afternoon to all of you. And a very warm welcome to today's program, which is being organized as part of the Vigilance Awareness Week 2023. We would also like to inform you that we are also live on YouTube. Ladies and gentlemen, we are privileged to have amidst us as invited speaker, Dr. Rosie Kalita, APS, Superintendent of Police, Chief Minister's Special Vigilance Cell, Assam. इस कार्यक्रम में आपका बहुत-बहुत स्वागत है, madam.
Thank you.
Before I call upon our guest speaker for her presentation, I take this opportunity to give a brief introduction of our guest speaker. Dr. Rosie Kalita was the APSC topper in the year 2004, but Dr. Kalita opted for police service. Dr. Kalita is the only police officer from Assam till date to receive the Police Medal for Gallantry from the President of India in the year 2017 for neutralization of 4 ULFA cadets and recovery of kidnapped victim. She received the Chief Minister's Medal for outstanding services to the state in the year 2015. Dr. Kalita received Union Home Minister's Medal for Excellence in Investigation 2020 for investigation of a murder case in which the prime accused was punished with death sentence and the other 2 co-accused persons with life imprisonment. Dr. Kalita is the recipient of Antarik Suraksha Seva Padak, Utkrisht Seva Padak 2021-2022. She is the recipient of the President of India Police Medal for Meritorious Service 2023. Dr. Kalita underwent 1-month training in the state of West Virginia, United States in post-blast investigation in December 2016. She is the only lady police officer from Assam till date who has undergone this training. Dr. Kalita became the first woman black belt in karate from Assam in 1989, presently third Dan black belt in karate. She completed LLB from Guwahati University in first class 2019, LLM in 2022, and stood first class second. Dr. Kalita completed her doctoral research in January 2022 from Assam Don Bosco University on the topic, a critical analysis in counterinsurgency operations and its ramifications in reintegrating the insurgents back to the mainstream. And presently, Dr. Kalita is posted as Superintendent of Police, Chief Minister's Special Vigilance Cell, Assam. May I now request Dr. Rosie Kalita to please speak on the occasion of Vigilance Awareness Week 2023. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for this long introduction. And good afternoon, sirs and ma'ams of the Indian Institute of Technology, Guwahati. And I'm really privileged to be a part of this Awareness Week and to be amongst you today. To spread the awareness. Actually, we all are aware about this, but just a few things which I would like to share, because I have been in this special vigilance cell since the last 4 years, and I have been dealing with all the corruption related cases which are being endorsed by Honorable Chief Minister of Assam, and I'll be sharing my experiences also in between so that it becomes interesting and interactive as well. So I'd like to share the my slide. So this year's pledge is say no to corruption, as we all know. And my first slide is regarding the good governance in democracy. I have placed this first slide just because I wanted all of us to know, me included, of course, that we have to follow the rule of law. We are not under anybody. No person will be able to dictate us to do our job, because we are bound to do as per law. As per law, as per the, of course, we being in the law enforcement agency, we have got the Bibles in our hand, like the Indian Penal Code, CRPC, Criminal Procedure Code, Indian Evidence Act, and all the other acts that we have to abide by. And therefore, nobody can say that we are under tremendous pressure from, above our hierarchy. Or if somebody pressurizes, then of course we can just simply say no, nothing doing. I'm not going to abide by your rules because I have got my set of rules, which is already there in the books. And what is this rule of law? We have to be committed and devoted, and the accountability of every government servant has to be only to the rule of law. And if there are some deviations, then appropriate actions will be taken, has been taking place. And we being in this special cell, we have been registering cases. And prior to that, let me tell you something very interesting. Prior to registering cases, we conduct certain discrete inquiries. Discrete inquiries in a sense that we will be inquiring the position of the assets that are acquired by the government servant. Whether we will be checking whether the assets he or she had acquired is disproportionate to his or her known sources of income. And that discrete inquiry is very, very, it's very, very important, so that we can go ahead with our inquiries. First of all, it will be a preliminary inquiry. Thereafter, it will be a regular inquiry, and regular inquiry is as good as a case, case. And I have got a police station here, and it is called the Vigilance Police Station. It's a special police station, and we Am I audible now? Am I audible?
Yes.
Am I audible?
Yes.
Okay. So what I was saying is that the misappropriation, criminal breach of trust or criminal misappropriation is a white collar crime, and it is far devastating than the mere thefts. Of course, those are also crime, but this is more devastating because it reaches out to the whole of the society, because it is our money, the taxpayers' money, that has been misappropriated. And there are a lot of other white crimes, white collar crimes, like the list I have given here. And the last two in the list are about misappropriation of government funds and acquisition of disproportionate assets. So these are two, like the disproportionate assets cases as well as the scam cases. Like you, all of you, or maybe some of you might have come to know about the SCERT case that we have been dealing in the last 4-5 months. And there was misappropriation of 105 crores by the director of SCERT, and she is an IS officer, but presently lodged in the district central jail along with 20 others. So together we arrested 21 persons, including the director of SCERT, because of misappropriation of government funds. Of course, it was not government fund, it was government revenue, which would have been, it would have catered to a lot of, requirements of the society, which she had misappropriated along with the others. The acquisition of disproportionate assets, it is, it's by investigating a case, a scam case like misappropriation of government funds or misappropriation of government revenue. Whenever we come across, like, where has the funds gone, where is the money now, then we will concurrently start investigating the assets accrued by the government servant, because the fund has to be transferred somewhere. Where will she keep it? It's not possible to hide the money. Probably it might be in the bank accounts, or maybe he or she might be, purchasing immovable properties like landed properties and other such properties, as well as movable properties. Movable properties like vehicles, or maybe investing in insurance, or maybe in the what is that called? Investing in the share markets by buying shares, debentures, and such type of things. And last year, we had submitted charge sheet against a very senior IPS officer because of acquisition of disproportionate assets. And the percentage of disproportionate asset went up to 223%. Just imagine, suppose I have been getting a salary of 1.5 lakhs per month, and then out of suppose it is 1 lakh, out of 1 lakh, 1/3 of that 1 lakh will be, I have to spend that in my household necessities, livelihood expenses, and some portion it will be spent for my children's education. Then other, like investments like insurance, that is being shown in the property return statements. And then after spending 1 lakh of rupees, probably I'll be saving 10,000 rupees for my future use. And instead of 10,000 rupees, if I have got an asset, if I purchase an asset of 1 lakh rupees again, then that is 100% DA. Because 1 lakh is already spent, and then again, how come, from where that 1 lakh came? So there has to be some inputs from somewhere, it must be coming. So those are the things we investigate. And of course, we calculate the disproportionate assets along with our empaneled chartered accountants. We have got empaneled chartered accountants firms engaged for calculation, and we also have empaneled government registered valuers. See, if if a government servant purchases a plot of land in Guwahati, in the mid of the Guwahati city, and the government value of that plot of land will be probably not more than 10 lakh rupees, but the market value will be more than 1.5 crore. So we will be assessing the market value of that plot of land by engaging our MPanel government registered valuer. Apart from that, we have got a set of special public prosecutors who will be helping us in our investigation. So the modus operandi, we all know, as far as we are concerned, being the head of the office, in my office, I am the DDO. So I have got the power of purchasing. Of course, it is very less, but still, if I purchase some of the items without approval or without abiding by the laws of the Assam Public Procurements Act. There is an act, of course, of Assam Public Procurements Act. And then there is another act, the Assam Fiscal Responsibility and Budget Management Act of 2005. So we have to abide by those laws. We have to know, we might falter. And we being the head of the office, we cannot look after all the files at the same time. And so therefore we will be seeking help of our office staff, like the junior assistants and the senior assistants, and they might, try to do some, I won't tell you, we all know that. So we have to be knowledgeable. We have to be very much empowered with the knowledge so that nobody can fool us. So what we do, I have already spoken about the preliminary inquiry and regular inquiry. And then we, for registration of the first information report, the Prevention of Corruption Act 1988 has been amended, of course, in 2018. And thereafter, one section has been added, that is section 17A of PC Act. 17A is to seek the permission from the competent authority to register a case. But of course, it is debatable because of the Chandrababu Naidu case in the skill development scam, about which the Supreme Court of India is yet to give the judgment verdict. And then the final thing, after completion of the investigation, what we do is to arrest the accused person. And then we file the police report, we file the charge sheet under section 173. And then if we get more evidences, then we submit supplementary charge sheets under the section 173 subsection 8 of CRPC. So these are the legal provisions. And, let me tell you something, it's very draconian. The Indian Penal Code, section 409, the quantum of punishment is 10 years imprisonment. So see, we have to be very much, we have to know about the law so that we can make others aware that don't indulge yourself in such things, because you'll be liable before the law. And the PC Act, especially the Prevention of Corruption Act, is really draconian, because I'll let you know about section 12 of PC Act later on, of course. This is section 2. And gratification, illegal gratification, there is no difference between gratification and illegal gratification. So it's not that if you get a monetary gratification, that is only gratification. Even if we get other, like in kind, that is also a type of gratification. So we have to be very, very careful, and while accepting gifts, especially the public servants. Section 7 is about the public servant, and it states in the Prevention of Corruption Act, it has been stated that while performing our duty, while we are discharging our duties, if we give pecuniary benefit, suppose I am a public servant, I have been working and I have been signing the bills, but no money, no misappropriated money has come to my account, to my bank account. But because of my signature, a government contractor has benefited and he has taken out a lot of money from the government accounts. So that is how we have been giving him pecuniary benefit. That's why that is how I am also liable. Even if I am not involved, even if by mistake I might have signed some, documents, and because of my mistake, that government contractor has got the benefit, then I'll be held responsible. So it's very, very serious and very, very, we have to be very much careful. And now, Section 12. Last year, we had charge sheeted one case against a very senior IPS officer, and we have submitted the charge sheet against his wife. Let me tell you why. Because she was a housewife, but she had acquired properties like, resorts. She purchased resorts in Shimla. She purchased, immovable properties within Guwahati, even though she has got no means of, livelihood. She is not a salaried person. So that is how this section comes into effect. We invoke this section because she is taking the benefit of being the wife of the corrupt husband. He is acquiring the property and, registering the properties in her name. And she has got no means of livelihood. So Prevention of Corruption Act is very, very important act, and this is all about the criminal misconduct. As I already mentioned about giving pecuniary benefit to a government registered contractor, or a contractor, that is also a criminal misconduct. It doesn't require necessarily that I have been benefited from the, misappropriated government fund. It is not necessary. Even if I have given him the benefit, the other person, because of my, because I have used my official position to give him the pecuniary benefit, that is criminal misconduct. And there are, of course, preventive vigilance activities there. Whoever wants to, inform us, we are always here and we always listen to everything, and we will be maintaining confidentiality. As per the Whistleblowers Protection Act 2014, you know what happened? Last year, there was another case. When we registered the case, the accused person, he sought the copy of the complaint petition, but I denied. I said, you will not be getting any complaint petition, copy of the complaint petition. Then immediately I informed the Honorable Court regarding this, and the Honorable Court was pleased enough to write back again to us and the Honorable Director General of Police to provide the person, the petitioner, the complainant, with adequate security. So there are provisions to provide security to the whistleblower. So there is the Whistleblowers Act, and of course, there is also the Public Interest Disclosure and Protection of Informers Resolution. There is a scheme actually, and the CVC is the designated agency. And whoever doesn't want to approach us may approach the CVC, and the disclosure will be, very much confidential. And there are other, provisions of confiscation and forfeiture of assets. Let me tell you something, the Prevention of Money Laundering Act as well as the Benami Transaction of Properties Act. These two acts are investigated by the national agencies like the Enforcement Directorate or the CBI. We don't investigate those two acts, but mind you, I have mentioned, I have made the first point bold because under the Criminal Law Amendment Ordinance, now you might be asking me, even after, almost completion of a century, it is still an ordinance. Why not it is an act now? Of course, this is the ordinance under which we have got the power to confiscate and attach the immovable assets as well as the movable assets of the accused person. So what we do, we write to the government that we have, during investigation, we have found this many properties, immovable properties registered in the name of this person or in the name of his wife or children. So it needs to be attached until the completion of the trial of the case. So the government, the concerned court will decide whether it will be auctioned later on. But we have got the power to write to the government, and the government will be, designating a government officer to sign the affidavits. We will be preparing the affidavits, and those affidavits will be produced, placed before the honorable court for the attachment of property. So it is, it's a very, even though it's a long process, but it is, even the hereditarily earned properties might go for attachment. So it is better to remain very much vigilant. And, the Unlawful Activities Prevention Act, UAPA, is the certain sections of the UAPA Act is about terror funding. So if a person funds the terrorist organization, that is also a crime. So I'll let you know that there is, of course, a very good news as far as we are concerned. There is a slide, of course, about the empowerment of the Chief Minister's Special Vigilance Cell. We have been empowered with certain other acts. We were mandated already by some other acts, but some of the new additions had come up with the addition of Unlawful Activities Prevention Act for the sections of terror funding. And we have been dealing with that also now. So this is the cabinet decision taken in the month of August, and this is the new schedule of offences we have been given. The Unlawful Activities Prevention Act, Section 10 to 21 of the Act, the Assam Fiscal Responsibility and Budget Management Act, Assam Public Procurements Act, and the Essential Commodities Act. Now, let me tell you something about the Assam Fiscal Responsibility and Budget Management Act. It's very interesting, actually. Like, whoever causes financial loss to the state government, it is definite. Of course, we have to investigate the case properly and bring it to a logical conclusion. And then if the case has been brought to a logical conclusion, then the person concerned, the accused person, has to undergo rigorous imprisonment. That is, of course, that is everywhere there in the acts or in the Indian Penal Code. But something very interesting is that the person, if he has caused financial loss, will be liable for recovery of the amount of financial loss caused to the state government, and that also with interest. Just imagine, with interest he has to refund because of his whatever lackadaisical attitude, or because of his malafide intention, or whatever. He has to pay the compensation along with the interest. And of course, there will be, of course, under Section 8, subsection 3, a person who abets shall also be liable for the same punishment, whoever abets. It might be the, the wife of the person, it might be the friend of that person. Of course, there has to be certain evidences to testimony this case. Okay, let me tell you one, story. It's about the police. Of course, I'm not, it's very interesting. Being in the police service, I feel ashamed, but it happens. But of course, let me tell you again that only a few, because of only those few, it has brought a bad name to the whole department. But I can assure you 98% of the police officers and men are with high level of integrity. You can trust me in that. So what happened? A highly successful plastic surgeon in Mumbai was targeted by certain persons for extorting money and maligning his reputation. But it was, of course, a false complaint which were withdrawn. But police kept on investigating. And the doctor then filed what to do. He went to the senior officer, but that was also not taken into consideration. And therefore, the doctor went to the Bombay High Court against the police. And what happened? It's really, I'm ashamed to tell you, but the Bombay High Court said there has to be an inquiry, but it has to be inquired by an official of superior rank to that of the Joint Commissioner. It infers who might be that person who was, intimidating that person. So it's very shameful, and I am sorry on behalf of the whole department. But as I already told you, 98% of the police force are really having a high integrity. So there are independent complaints authorities. Whoever is not satisfied, apart from the high courts, there are also the Police Accountability Commission, Ulubari, and you can, file complaints there, and it will be the aggrieved person will be obviously redressed. So these are the serious misconduct which are being taken into consideration by the Assam State Police Accountability Commission. So there has to be accountability. If there is no accountability, then the officer must be held accountable and taken to task. But something I would like to share is that I'm happy to share, in fact, that Assam stands nowhere in the list of corrupt states. This is the data of 2019, and this is the data of 2023. So in the whole list, Assam's position is very, very towards the lowest position. So greed of a man has no limit, we all know, but there is sufficiency in the world of man's need, but not for man's greed, as Mahatma Gandhi said once. And you know what I would like to again say, that the support of the family is very much important. When the earning member of the family faces, demands from the children, from the wife, seeking, this mobile handset has been launched in the market very recently. I want that handset. So, bichara, that earning member, he has got no money to buy that new handset because it's a very, costly handset. Or maybe the children of that earning member has been demanding a holiday somewhere outside Assam or outside of India. But that person cannot cater to the need of the family. So it happens, he will tend to acquire the money by corrupt means. So as members of the family, we also have got our responsibility and duties towards the family, towards the earning member, as well as towards the nation. By whatever we have got, we should be happy. We should be happy, and because we have got enough for our need. So probably that is all. I have come to an end of the presentation. And if any of you have got questions, you may please ask.
All of you who are present here, if anyone would like to ask any questions, you can go ahead. Any questions, anyone? So thank you so much, ma'am, for the very informative and very inspiring presentation. And thank you for finding some time from your busy schedule and sharing some of your experiences with us today. So, ladies and gentlemen, with that, we conclude this online program organized on the occasion of the Vigilance Awareness Week 2023. And thank you everyone for being here. Sabhi ko bahut bahut dhanyawad. Namaskar.
Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Thank you.